I think in regards to your opinion about him being overrated, I think that's an opinion. I think if you look at Pep's managerial record in the last sort of 15 years or so,
Is he better than Mourinho though?
that's debate. You look
No,
at,
is he? I'm asking you. Is he better than Mourinho?
is he better? I don't know.
No, yes or no? Is he better than
Football
Mourinho?
wise, yes. Playing football wise, yes. I think in terms
crazy.
of no. It's
He's nuts.
No.
It's
It's,
hard.
the
It's
thing is,
actually
look,
hard.
He's
to-
nuts.
Okay, look. With Pep, he's won 30 trophies in his career. 30 trophies.
Dude,
he won
you're
14.
nuts.
No. He won 14.
I don't want to hear from this guy no more.
He won 14. He won 14 in his first 4 seasons.
I've been having discussions back and forth with this guy. You know what I'm saying about how I don't rate Pep, and I've been having conversations like this in
Why
other
don't you rate
football.
Pep?
Why I don't rate Pep is that I feel like he's a manager that's only ever really won anything based on the sides that those sides were already championship winning sides,
Yeah.
right? So you go to Barcelona, they have already had one Champions League, they've already had one de La Liga.
Yeah.
Go to Bayern Munich, they win that every year. So what? He comes to Man City, they've already won the league. I think was even the year before. No, the year
I
before
think
he
when
came.
Pellegrini left,
So-
the year before that.
The year before, that's
Pellegrini
when, is when they won it. So he already has the materials, the ingredients there of a league-winning side or a Champions League winning side. Now, the one thing I can only give him credit for is that he's been able to take his way of playing the game and has been able to copy and paste it everywhere he goes, and it works. Do you see what I mean? But as far as being the greatest manager people are talking about over the last 10 years, 20 years, miss me with that.
I think
Miss me with that.
there are some points that you've raised that are valid. I think what's happened is really the 10 years has shown us quite a few things. One is that he probably only has he does have one style of playing. We know that.
It's
now.
facts.
You know, quite clever. I remember coming towards the end of his Barcelona reign, he moved into a 3-4-3.
Yeah.
I think he first tested it in the UEFA Super Cup. I think it was against Sevilla. And that took a little bit away from his football. Then when he moved to Bayern, I remember him moving Lahm into a defensive midfield position, which was a masterstroke.
Masterstroke.
And it also changed the way Bayern Munich played. And I think that DNA still actually resides in Bayern Munich till this day. But we'll get into that another day. But I feel like over the 10 years, rather than it showing him to be the greatest manager, he's definitely one of the most unique managers we'll ever see.
I can agree with that.
Just the way we view Bielsa as like one of the most revolutionary managers, you can say the same for Guardiola. It's really changed the way football. Tiki-taka, I guess it came from Cruyff, but Guardiola perfected it.
Yeah.
What it does show is that they can be got at, man. Guardiola's teams without Messi have shown that
it's very vulnerable, isn't it?
they are vulnerable. Like, if you want to overpower them, you can overpower them. If you look at key matches like Man United against Man City in the second leg, and even the Premier League home game, setting up shop, even reverting to sort of low blocks, and so that Man City can't penetrate them. You look at what Lyon did, which was very surprising.
I was shocked. Do you know what I'll say to that is people were saying how, like, you know what, Lyon is going to get run over, etc. And I was almost expecting that because they hadn't played football since March. Let's not forget that league was ended early. It was one of the first leagues to have their season terminated.
Them and PSG.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? But I thought at least City had played some games. There's some form building, match fitness and whatnot. Because being fit and match fit ain't the same.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
You know what I mean?
With Pep, in terms of the Lyon game, I think he tinkered with his side too much. I think he remembered the game against last season. They lost against Lyon last season, so he's kind of still got it in his mind. I think in regards to your opinion about him being overrated, I think that's an opinion. I think if you look at Pep's managerial record in the last sort of 15 years or so,
Is he better than Mourinho though?
that's debate. You look
No,
at,
I'm asking you, is he better than Mourinho?
Is he better? I don't know.
No, yes or no? Is he better than
Football
Mourinho?
wise, yes. Playing football wise, yes. I think in terms of no. It's
He's nuts.
No.
It's hard.
The thing is, look,
He's nuts.
Okay, look. With Pep, he's won 30 trophies in his career. 30 trophies.
Dude,
He won
you're
14.
nuts.
No. He won 14.
I don't want to hear from this guy no more.
He won 14. He won 14 in his first 4 seasons at Barcelona. He won back-to-back trebles in his first 2 seasons.
So does that make Zidane an amazing manager as well then? Because he won 3 Champions Leagues.
Anyone who was a
Champions
Champions
League.
League.
No, he didn't. But there's by his.
Back-to-back trebles.
But Mourinho has won the Champions League at clubs he should have never have won it at.
I wouldn't agree. I think that Inter Milan team in 2009.
What do you mean? Everyone was all day pensioners on that club.
No. You had Eto'o, you had
You had Lucio, you had Schneider, you had 2010, 2010, you had Maicon.
Over 30s.
Well, Eto'o was 31.
Over 30s.
31 is old age.
It's old
And
age.
you won the
Stankovic and all them, man. OAPs, bruv. We talk Zanetti and them, man. Come on. Zanetti was 40.
The thing is with Pep.
Okay, it wasn't a young team.
It wasn't a young team, but I think
And went to Pep's Barcelona and took him out at the Camp Nou. Well, come on.
But the
OAPs.
The thing you remember is that when Mourinho first went to Madrid in 2010, his first El Clasico at the Camp Nou lost 5-0, and Barca just destroyed, humiliated that team. You know that as well.
Yeah.
5-0, and in the Champions League that same season, beat them over 2 legs. Went to Bernabeu, won 2-0, beat them in the Camp Nou as well. And won the Champions League.
The point. I'm not going by their head-to-head records, right? Because then that wouldn't be the best way of painting this picture. I'm looking at winning stuff, mainly the Champions League, at other clubs.
The thing with Champions League other clubs, sorry Richard to kind of interrupt you there.
Right.
I think if you're saying Pep's overrated, that's an opinion, that's your opinion. People won't necessarily say
Because
that's
they're
a fact.
baffled by this
If you win 30 trophies in your career and you win back-to-back trebles in your first 2 seasons as a first-team manager,
you can do that with the squad he had.
You come to England. Listen. When you went to
Klopp's
Barcelona,
a better manager.
When you went to Barcelona, the last time they won the Champions League was in 2006. From 2000 to 2010, how many times did they win it? 3 times. Twice under Pep. Twice in 3 seasons. Right. That team had Deco, it had Silvinho, it had Motta, it had Ronaldinho, Eto'o in that team, Thierry Henry. That team didn't get anywhere near winning the Champions League after 2006. And when he comes on, by the way, he's got players like Eto'o, he's got Henry, got Johnson as well. He's had to shift these players out to play a different way. He's changed the team there. I mean, this team, everyone says, okay, he's not going to impact the Barcelona. He won what he should have won. That's not true. That team struggled to get anywhere near the European trophy before he took over in 2008. Coming there, changing the philosophy, by the way, and also coming to England in a tough league after his first season, breaking the points record. I know Jose did that in his first season at Chelsea, but to get over 100 points and into domestic trouble in 2009 and 2018-19. Who's the last manager to win a domestic trouble in England?
Ferguson.
No, it was Liverpool. In 2009.
Ferguson never won the League Cup, FA Cup.
So it was the Champions League. It was the other.
So when you come to England and you're breaking all these records, I think to mention to that as well, the fact that he was the first manager to win the first 100 Premier League games in 134 games, that's incredible. Quickest manager to do that.
No, see, I'm not saying his style of play is bad.
No,
I'm saying I commend him for being able to take that everywhere and it works. I did say that at the beginning. But he's not been able to win the Champions League without Messi.
But the Champions League is not him.
I still don't think he's overrated.
He's not overrated.
I think he is. No. Klopp for me is a better manager.
Why? Because he's won one Champions League.
No, that's not the point. The point I'm making is if you look at the team Klopp had to start out with, and then you see how he's built that team. He wasn't handed a great team.
Pep wasn't. Pep has always
had a great team.
I don't care if I have questions about him because when his Gen football doesn't work, what's his next move?
There's no plan B. I agree with that.
I just feel like
we say that about him
because it happened at Dortmund, and eventually he got ground down and tired because Bayern would either pluck his best players, and then he was left with mediocre players, and it just didn't work out.
Well, you could do that to Dortmund, though. You could do that.
But even with Liverpool, what I noticed towards the end of last season, even maybe they'd already won the league and whatnot, but I just feel like actually even with Atletico, I just don't see where their plan B is.
Can you see that with Pep?
No, listen. You have
the point of
no, he has a point.
I agree.
What I'm trying to say to you is that this 10 years, what it has shown is there are some flaws. It does not mean that he's overrated at all. You can say the same with Mourinho because Mourinho sometimes comes into this argument. The fact that we can still compare Mourinho with Pep at this moment shows the greatness of Mourinho. I'm not lying to you.
I think he's greater.
That's your opinion, but I can't watch a Mourinho football match ever. I can't watch the great.
Pep's good on the eye. His teams are very good on the eye. Whereas
so was Arsene Wenger.
His team is not good on the eye.
Jose
he's done to Tottenham already in the space of 3 months.
But I think with Jose, if you look at the Inter team that he mentioned before, that team won the treble in 2010. Like they weren't necessarily a great footballing side, but they knew what to do in certain times. They had great experienced players in that team. Players who'd won Champions League previously, like Eto'o at Barcelona. So they knew how to win matches at that time. And he just sort of added to little parts. Because when he first went there, he had Ibrahimovic. I think he had Balotelli as well at one point. And he went in there having to change essentially the culture of Inter Milan. They wanted to win, but they weren't winners before. So Jose knows how to win the matches. But when you look at Pep and you say, people say, well, he's overrated because he's not won the Champions League. What managers have won multiple Champions Leagues at different clubs?
Mourinho.
Carlo Ancelotti's done it maybe AC Milan and Madrid.
Real Madrid, yeah.
But it's not gimme though. You can't go to every club and win the Champions League. It's not easy. It's not something you win easily.
But when you have literally the best team in that league, and you have unlimited finance at every team you go to, basically.
Okay. But are you saying
you have the greatest chance?
Are you saying that when you went to Barcelona initially, that
we can't even really use. Look, Ronaldinho.
He changed the front three though.
Ronaldinho was on the way out, clubbing, partying, and all that other stuff. He wasn't the same Ronaldinho he was previously to what Pep came to find. You know what I mean? You also had the likes of Eto'o, who it's widely publicated that they were not the best of friends. You know what I mean? They didn't get on, so there was already problems there. So that guy had to go. They brought in Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic also had issues with Pep Guardiola. That's widely publicated as well. Look, when you have one of those two freaks on your team, whether it's Messi or Ronaldo, right? That team is more than likely going to bring you some type of silver, whether it be the Champions League or the league or whatever. And it's proven to show that without Messi or without a super freak on his team, he's incapable of winning the Champions League. Whereas other managers have gone on to win the Champions League at other clubs without super freaks.
That's today. I did feel like this Man City team this season had a really good chance. It was surprising when Leon took them out. And you know what? It did throw up the same old questions about Pep being overrated. But if Pep had probably not made that silly alteration, this team would have gone further.
What alteration did he make, by the way?
I'm sure just matching Leon in the back three.
I don't know why he did that. Because for like the first 15 minutes it was an even game, and then they just took over. And obviously Sterling missed that chance and so on and so forth. But I feel like my opinion is Pep is definitely not an overrated manager, but he's not the greatest manager. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think personally, I'm not saying that his teams haven't got flaws. I think it's been proven this season. Last season they've got flaws. Like they get caught on the counter time and time again. I think if you're saying Pep's an overrated manager, if you look at his record as a manager, everyone loves stats, by the way. Everyone loves stats. And to put his record against any other manager in history,
he's won.
You can't look at that and say the guy's
overrated. He's a serial winner. Like Jose used to be a serial winner. Not anymore. But I'll tell you what will make Jose great. If Jose can turn Tottenham into winners, I'll have to take my hands up and say, you know what?
I think he will.
Tottenham.
But he will though.
Tottenham, I think he will.
I think look, they'll win. They will win something. Tottenham will win something. Whatever it is, Mourinho knows how to pick up a cup.
And I'll tell you what, he's Mourinho. You know what I like about Mourinho? Like, he is like the foreign coaches who respect the UEFA Cup, the Europa League.
Yeah.
So, and he also respects the League Cup. He knows what the League Cup means. The League Cup is the what do you call it? What's the word when you want to move on?
It's like a platform to
build off
to move on. Yeah, it's almost like look, win this. Especially when you're a team on a roll on a title search. Yeah. Getting that League Cup in your pocket is an amazing thing to have. It's a winner's medal to have. It also gives you that feeling of winning.
And it's a boost of confidence.
And it's a boost of confidence. Perfect term. And I feel like if you can change Tottenham, then yes. Let's not go away from the topic. I just feel like Pep, going back to Pep Guardiola, Richard's right. This guy has an exceptional record of winning. Because Mourinho went to Manchester United, and fair enough,
he did win stuff there.
He won in his first season the Europa League and the League Cup. And you know what? It's great. It's not even remembered. But Pep Guardiola has gone and he's won league title after league title after league. He's turned Manchester City from just, in my eyes, now Man City, when I see them, I don't just see, the money boys, they ain't got, like, I see a team that has some sort of culture about them, some sort of footballing background.
We say this, but it's easy to do when, again, you get given 300 million and you get
300 million at Bayern Munich.
Because Bayern Munich already had everything. So there's no...
Really?
They were in the Champions League with them.
What did you say?
He managed to turn that team with players of like Robin and Ribery. It's not easy to go and do that.
Yeah, we're saying like Robin and Ribery are dead players, bro.
I'm not. No,
do you know Robin, bro?
I'm saying that.
Do you know Ribery?
No. You're taking it back from what I'm saying. How can I explain this and try and make sense of it? Robin and Ribery were different type of players before Pep Guardiola came. And even at their age, he made them much more smarter tactically, individually. Like, even to incorporate them into their style of play was a whole nother thing.
But I'm not saying, I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm just saying he's overrated for the fact that...
Overrated in what sense?
In the sense that he, like...
Because if you're saying he's not great...
Like, he's not doing anything he shouldn't...
He is a great...
He's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing. He's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing. That's why I'm saying he's overrated. He's supposed to win the league if you got all that resource at Man City. You're supposed to do that. That's why the other guy got fired.
I think
you're supposed to do that.
No, look what he did with that team. he literally turned that team around by buying some fullbacks. That was
the thing is when he first inherited. Sorry, Richard. When he first inherited to Man City, he had Zabaleta, last left at right back. He had Bakary Sagna there at the same time. He had Gael Clichy at left back.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to change that. Yeah, Yaya Toure still.
We're saying like those guys were not winning the league before he came. Those same guys you mentioned are league winners.
But they'd aged.
Yeah, that's right. So what are you supposed to do? Swap them out. And he did that.
Yeah.
No one is saying like, but then again, you've got other teams, other managers at other teams which don't have the resource to be able to go and spend 50 mil.
Jose Mourinho had the resources.
Yeah, but we all know
and he completely fluffed his line.
But it wasn't him. We all know that was Woodward and the other guys because they didn't go and do the signings.
Okay, yeah, okay.
There's a
he
difference.
wanted Perisic, I remember at the time, and he didn't get him.
He didn't get Perisic. He didn't get Maguire when he wanted Maguire initially. Right? There was players he wanted he couldn't get because they didn't
he
get
bought
him.
Lindelof and he wanted to go and buy another 3 more. It's like
The thing is, when you're at a club, and I know he was brought into Man City to win the Champions League, that's why they essentially brought the guy in to do that. Again, winning Champions League, it's not a gimme, it's not easy to go and do that. But if we're going to base the fact that he's overrated because he's not won the Champions League at Man City or Bayern Munich, I don't agree with that because you're going to overlook his whole record to say he's overrated just because he's not won the Champions League at Man City. I wouldn't agree with that, to be honest. The guy's changed football. The guy makes us. I mean, yes, Arsene Wenger started tiki-taka football, but the guy took us to a different level.
Arsene Wenger didn't start tiki-taka. It was Cruyff, was it not?
Cruyff started it.
I mean, in England anyway. I mean, Wenger started that culture of that sort of
keeping the ball,
football.
Take pass.
But when you come to England and you break records and you win back-to-back Premier Leagues and you win domestic trebles and you know you improve players essentially. Sterling, De Bruyne, different players now. They were good players before. Now they're exceptional players under Pep. He's improved them. So as a manager, you don't just build a team to win, but you improve the players you've got as well.
Are we saying that, or are we saying that? Those
Okay,
guys,
if Pep was available today without a club, would clubs not be lining up to get him?
Of course they would.
Exactly. So he's not overrated then.
But then it's because it's Pep Guardiola and he's won X, Y, and Z before. You know what I'm saying? But like, would you bring Pep in to win the Champions League at your club? Let's say Paris Saint-Germain. They will bring him in because you've got a good chance. You've got a good chance.
And that's all you got. There's not who has a guarantee in European football?
There's no gimmies there.
You know, who has a guarantee?
There's certain,
what manager after Pep would you take?
For example, there's certain. What manager would I take?
Available today.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we've just lost out in the final. Someone's available. Who are you going to get?
Jose Mourinho.
From PSG.
100%.
Jose went to Madrid.
But we're talking like Jose hasn't picked up the Champions League at Porto. He hasn't picked up the Champions League at
2010, but the game has moved on even more since then.
Yeah, but Greece won.
He's still got the medals for the different clubs.
But the game has moved on.
Does Pep have that?
The game has moved on.
Does Pep have
that?
that?
The game right now is in Pep's time. If Pep doesn't win it in the next few years, I can say cool because the game has moved on.
Pep hasn't won it for how many years, and we're still saying if he doesn't win it in
2011. 2011.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. But Jose Mourinho is definitely a little bit behind. But as I said,
I think Jose is a great manager. I do agree. I think he's a great manager.
He's also a great manager. I'm not. I couldn't ever imagine Jose Mourinho ever finishing sixth. Or like even managing Tottenham. I'm sorry, I've got to stop laughing at Tottenham. Any Tottenham fan, I'm sorry about this. But he's there now.
Yeah. And
everyone has their time. And you know what? It will come the same way to Pep. There will be someone that will completely blow his football out of the water that it will no longer even be effective at any point. And I just feel like right now, Pep is still one of the managers that can get you to the final and knows how to win it.
He hasn't got anyone to the final.
He's got one.
Check his record.
Interest that he's only lost one final, 14 finals.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the Champions League. Has he taken Munich to the final?
No.
Has he taken City to the final?
Cool, alright, it's a semi-final special.
Catch us on the next episode.